Welcome to Bright Horizons with
Deb and the one and only Jim Chiaffi. Good
so
morning.
Happy you could join us today.
Yes. Happy, fantastic, fabulous Friday, everybody. Yay.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Another Friday.
Yes,
Jim.
I know. They keep coming.
We were here. What was it,
coming.
last Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, and here we
We're
are
setting a
back.
record 2 in a row.
Oh, my. It's a gorgeous sunny day, too. Not a cloud in the sky.
Yes.
Beautiful Friday morning.
And beautiful to have birthdays to talk about.
Lots of birthdays, to say the least. Jim, you want to start with your list? Or-
Okay. Our dear Carol Adams was yesterday.
Carol Adams, happy birthday. Yes,
Happy
I
birthday,
saw
Carol. And then 2 days ago, Trey Goldman, who is Nancy Goldman's son.
that. Oh, yes, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Trey.
Happy birthday, Trey.
And then a friend of mine, Vanessa Yuko, was also a couple of days ago.
Yes, Vanessa, I saw that too. Happy birthday.
And Peter Sicoli, another friend of mine, was a few days ago. And
Peter,
tomorrow,
happy birthday.
Sharon Siegel. Happy birthday,
Yes,
Sharon.
I have her on the list as well. Okay, yeah.
Pam Hutchinson.
Oh, wow, lots of birthdays. Yeah.
Well, she's a dear friend, Pam. Happy birthday, Pam.
Yes, Pam.
And
happy
another friend
birthday.
of mine, Sandra Barrett, who I hadn't seen for a long time. I saw her again a few weeks ago, and it's nice to reconnect when you haven't seen
Yeah.
someone for so long.
Sure it
So
is.
happy birthday, Sandra.
Happy birthday,
Let's go down
Sandra.
your list.
Well, we have, since you already mentioned Sharon, happy birthday again, Sharon. There's Vince Costello, or excuse me, Vince Costoro.
Happy birthday, Vince.
His birthday's the 13th tomorrow. My brother David, who I mentioned last week,
Yes.
and my beautiful sister-in-law Christine Dahlhoff had the same birthdays on the 14th, this coming Sunday.
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
David and Christine. Guy Palmer, a very dear friend of the family's. Happy
Buon
birthday, April the
compleanno.
14th. Marianne Cassie, my dear girlfriend who we went to kindergarten grew
Yes,
up with.
you've mentioned her before. Happy
May
birthday, Marianne.
17th, Marianne. And we have Brian Stuckey, who used to be with Illustrated
Yes,
Properties.
I remember Brian.
Brian, happy birthday on the 17th. And then we have our Daniel Dennis, our president of Illustrated Properties, on the 18th. Happy birthday,
Happy
Daniel.
birthday, Dennis.
And we have a special birthday, Georgia, Angela Kaufman's mother, who's 90 years old today. What a milestone.
God bless her, 90
God
years.
bless you, Georgia. God bless all of you. Happy birthday, everyone.
Buon compleanno.
Happy birthday
to you. No, tambourine.
Happy birthday to
you.
Oh, boy. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday to
All of you.
you.
You got to make it fun, right? Happy birthday, everybody. All
Special
right.
day. We like to recognize your birth.
Of course. I mean, you guys are all special. And remember that and don't forget. Every moment is special. Everybody is special.
Interesting you said don't forget.
Oh, I just said that, didn't I? I just said that.
Because our topic is don't forget to remember.
Say that again? No, I forgot you. That's true. Don't forget to remember. When Jim and I were discussing this last night, I started to laugh. I hung up with him. I started to laugh even more. Don't forget to remember. When you think of that topic, it's something that has a lot. You could correlate that in many ways. And
Yes.
don't forget to remember. Start it with what you feel. Because I have a ton of things I could say about that.
I guess the first thing that came to my mind was we learn from our experiences,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
indeed.
hopefully we remember those experiences
Yes,
and don't
indeed.
redo
Oh, yes,
do
indeed.
the same thing over again.
Yes, don't forget
So
to remember.
that's an important aspect of life that we learn, and move forward after we have life's lessons.
And some of us don't learn like they should. Well, they do. It just, it's true. Life's lessons. That's why we are where we are. Well, today we're growing up. I love to. I feel like I can't learn enough.
Yes.
And the more
It's
you
wonderful
learn,
to have that
it's
insatiable thirst
wonderful,
for
right?
knowledge, yes.
The knowledge and you gain and it just makes you say, wow, you truly don't grow up. We're always learning something, and we never ever, the people. Now I will from time to time forget maybe someone's name and it'll come back to me, but if I haven't seen them for a long time. But I try very wholeheartedly to remember birthdays
Yes.
and anniversaries, and I have like my list, and I just it's so important to reach out and touch somebody because you don't know what kind of a day they're going through.
It's interesting you mentioned names too, because I thought of that
Yeah.
also. Because so many people, when you introduced, within a minute you forget their names.
So true. It is so true.
And-
a face I'll never forget, but a name, I don't know. It's just
And someone told me once how to try to counteract that.
How?
Okay, so let's say we just met. And
how do you do?
Hi, I'm Jim. What is your name?
My name is Deborah.
Deborah.
Colella.
Well, that's one you'll remember.
Oh, you're
Deborah.
nice and warm. I'm cold. My hands are cold.
Deborah. So what you want to do is keep repeating it. Nice to meet you, Deborah. I hope your day is going very well,
Nice to meet
Deborah.
you. Oh, okay.
You repeat it a few
Yeah.
times when you start the conversation, and then if you can think of like a
like
famous
that.
person, like the first Deborah that came to my mind is Deborah Carr,
Yes,
the
Deborah
actress.
Carr, yes.
So now you put that thought into your head, and there's a chance that you'll remember that name because you've thought about it several times.
Mm-hmm.
in the
And you
space
know,
of
Jim,
a
I like
meeting.
that because it's like my last name. They say Colella, and you know, people say, "Oh, gee, did I say it right?" And I'll laugh. I'll say, "Don't worry about it," because you have to correlate it. I always say to everybody, just think of it. My last name is Colella. Just break it up. Think of Coca-Cola,
Right,
and
Cola.
say Cola Lella.
Cola.
Tarantella. So the same thing. Don't forget to remember. And it's just that I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way. Good,
Nice
effective.
to meet you, James, or
Yes,
Jim, or
right.
Deborah.
How are you doing,
Deb,
Jim?
Debbie, Deborah. I don't care.
Yeah.
I like Deborah because that really is my birth name, and it's more professional. But you can call me Deb. I'm not. You know, I don't get offended by that.
What-
There are people that do that.
What about Debbie?
Debbie is fine, or Deborah, or Deborah, or Deborah, Deborah,
I've got James, Jim, Jimmy,
Jimmy.
and one of my clients. It's very strange because in Italian, Vincenzo, the nickname is
Vincenzo.
Jimmy, and I think I told you about that because when
Vincenzo.
my father
I love
was
that.
born, he was named Vincenzo, but we never knew it till he died because he always called
Oh,
himself Jimmy, and we
see.
thought it was James.
I
you
know.
know.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Vincenzo. Now that's going to be in my mind. I like that.
Now the funny
Vincenzo.
thing was, so my father died when I was 15, and we found out about Vincenzo, and then I realized
Mhm.
Jimmy was a nickname.
Vincenzo.
Years and years later, one of my clients, who's Italian, came to me, and when I was introduced as Jim, he would call me Vincenzo because of the connection between Jimmy and Vincenzo. So I just
Wow.
thought that was interesting.
It is.
Because you wouldn't think Jimmy would be a nickname for Vincenzo. but
No,
it wa-
you would
but it-
not,
But
would
it
you?
has been in numerous circumstances
Yeah.
in Italian. So interesting.
Oh my, that is very interesting.
Now, will you remember that?
I will. Vincenzo. The next show I'll say, Deb and Vincenzo.
Buongiorno, Vincenzo.
I like that a lot. I like that. I love the Italian. I just, you know, it's just the Italian ways I've always loved. I just,
and your name in Italian, Deborah.
Deborah Colella.
Buongiorno, Deborah.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Isn't Italian such a beautiful language?
It really is. It's a lovely
You take
culture.
any word
It's
and it gives
beautiful.
it a beautiful sound.
Right. I like the Spanish too, which is, you know, but still the Italian, my mother-in-law, God bless her, she used to speak, beautiful Italian. And she'd say, Gregory! And I'd be like, oh boy. Remember the commercial years ago with the woman hanging out the window and it was Prince Spaghetti Night.
Yes.
Anthony, it's a Prince Spaghetti Night. And
Right.
then she's hanging out the window like they do in the old time New York
Right.
City. My mother would do that. Debbie, Greg, you know. But anyway, yeah, I mean, David, whatever. But calling the kids when the ice cream truck came, she'd throw us down money from the window, whatever.
Right.
But
I have a
remember that
client named
commercial.
Gregorio, which is the Italian for
Gregorio.
Gregorio.
Gregorio. Well, Gregorio. Yeah.
So-
my father, he was so funny because he could never get Greg's. When we were first dating, he could never get Greg's last name in his head. So he calls me up one day and he says to me, Deb, he goes, give me the spelling of Greg's last name again. I said, Dad, how many times have to say this? I said, C-O-L-A. He goes, oh, whatever the hell. He goes, whatever. And it was the way he said it. He was comical to begin with, my father. It's sense of humor. But he says, whatever your name is. He goes, forget it. I'm not going to ask you. Whatever it is, Deb. Yeah. He says, it's funny.
funny.
Very funny.
And then living in South Florida, I was thinking we always want to remember when the hurricanes season starts.
Which is
remember to keep supplies in our homes, right? Because we never know when a storm
absolutely
might come.
batteries, and I have lanterns. I have
Water.
plenty of water. I mean, I could have crackers and water and be happy as long as the hurricane doesn't do any damage. I'm
Right.
good.
Right.
You know, and everybody else is safe. I mean, really, the safety features. And, you know, you can't predict Mother Nature. It's, God forbid, I hope we're safe this year. You just hang in there.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it. We'll do what
But
we
like
have
you
to
said,
do.
you want to have batteries on hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have
s-
I have battery operated fans, which take the D batteries, and I think it
That's
takes
good.
like 8 D batteries, quite a bit. But I haven't really used them in years, but I know that they still work.
Right.
And they're good. They're really good to have. I don't believe in candles. Not during a hurricane, or during any time. I mean, I love candles, but you gotta be careful.
Yes.
Safe.
I've been getting the battery operated candles.
Yeah, yeah. I have those too. They're beautiful. At least you know
When
that.
it's dark,
you know.
they look like they're flickering. so-
Right, right. Exactly. Okay. I like that. They look like they're flickering, and they have like a little remote.
Yeah, some of them do, yes. Yeah.
And I've seen them like in different multicolors. Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So try not to forget names. What else can we discuss? I was thinking back to yesteryear when I was talking about the kids last week at the Easter egg hunt, and you reflect back in time. And the funny thing is, I do remember quite a bit of my childhood. I do, and try to don't forget to remember. I remember more as a child than I do as an adult. I had a great childhood, I really did. So,
Well,
and I have a good life, amen.
we've discussed this before, our families.
Being close,
being so
it has a
close.
lot to do with it. Yeah.
And we love to think back and remember on those times.
Because they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of great times, memories pressed between the pages of my mind. Memories. Oh, wow, that's a sad
And it's
song.
funny that Deb found an actual song called Don't Forget to Remember.
Oh, yes, let me
Yes.
play that. I said to Jim, it just popped up sporadically, but here we go. This is adorable. I hope I had the right one. Oh, excuse me, it's around somewhere. Here we go. Listen to the words on this, it's really cute.
Did you know creation is talking to you? Wherever you go and whatever you do, the earth will keep giving you clue after clue, so you won't forget to remember what's true.
What's true?
Don't forget to remember what's,
What's
true.
true?
And what's important.
Like every day when the sun rises high, the warmth that you feel is God's love fire.
I love
God's
that.
love,
So
yeah, the
well,
warmth
I
that you
love
feel.
that.
Like the birds who keep humming their tune. Remember God sings songs of joy over you.
God sings songs of joy over you with the
Forget
birds.
to remember you're never alone.
You're never alone.
No matter if you are up high, down low, and as sure as the sun will keep rising above. Don't forget to remember you're dearly loved.
Don't forget to remember you're dearly loved. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I just fell in love with that, and I thought it was so apropos for this show. So don't forget that you are dearly loved.
Yes.
That's important. And we're loved in each and every way by our families, our friends. And it's so nice. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's important to be, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, is what I'm trying to say. And if we just take a little bit of ourselves, and no matter what kind of a day we're having, to just recognize that, people need a lot in their lives. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. I've gone as far as reaching out and saying, "Can I help you? How is your day going?"
Right.
Because that means that I'm trying to do the work here, what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to know that I've made a difference in someone else's life. And when somebody does the same thing to me, I just cherish that. I cherish that more than I would, a gift or anything, because it shows, wow, they really care. It's coming from the heart. Just like you would go out and get
Right.
a card. The emails are wonderful. The electronic email cards are fun. They're great. But when you have an actual card to open up and to read and to know that that person took the time to specify that is the card for Jim or Deb or whatever, that says a lot.
Yes.
It says an awful lot.
And just to think about the lives you touched of those women that are in jail.
Oh, yeah, I love doing that with
w-
Angela, my
yes.
beautiful Angela.
Yes.
So, in fact, she sent me another request, which I will be on top of, with another lovely young lady who needs the help. So, it's a wonderful
And
thing
you
to
write
give back.
those.
Oh, I write
Yeah,
them.
you're
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. I email them and I keep them, and then they respond. I have a file folder, my good old-fashioned manila file folder, and I keep all my responses in that folder, along with what I've sent to them, and along with their colored pictures back to me in a shape of a butterfly. Beautiful photos.
Yeah, you
that
can
these
actually
girls-
change somebody's life.
Yeah,
which is so
and that
beautiful. Yeah.
to have that, it's like, wow. I mean, if I was able to do that for these young ladies, I feel like, okay, I'm complete. This is great.
You know, there's so many charities in this area, which is wonderful. There are so many magnanimous and philanthropic people. To be surrounded by that is
sure.
so beautiful.
Oh, it
you know.
is. It really is.
I think they were maybe, it's unbelievable, there could be 300, but I think there are 300 charities that have activities in the Palm Beach County area
Wow.
throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful, all the different causes, you know, and some of them are very dear to our hearts. Alzheimer's is one that's special to me because my mother had the
that's
Alzheimer's.
hurtful. Yeah, your mom.
Yeah.
And that was,
Yeah.
and that must have been very tough on you, Jen.
Yes.
I could just imagine. I can only imagine
And,
how tough.
and you know, they help the caregivers too, in addition to the patients, which
Yeah.
is wonderful, because caregivers need some time, respite time of their own. And when you're with your loved one, that's basically 24 hours a day
Right.
that you're helping them. So it's wonderful to have a society like that. And then all the other wonderful charities. I love the ones for children, pets. You know, we have so many
You
big,
did one for
big
St.
dog.
Jude's for
St.
my
Jude,
birthday. I'll never forget
yes.
how that was so sweet of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
St.
so
Jude
nice.
Children's Hospital is wonderful.
Oh,
One of my
yes.
clients died last year, and he left them in his will, and I was so happy
Yeah.
when I saw that
That's
because
nice.
they really need that money. And then pets, we have the wonderful Big
Oh
Dog
my gosh, the Big Dog Ranch.
Ranch here, Furry
You do
Friends,
a wonderful job with all
Peggy
that. Yes,
Adams.
Peggy Adams Rescue League, which my mom years ago was very instrumental and did a lot for them. And with them, she ran their thrift shop. She was with them for quite some time.
So
And
I think we always want to
yeah.
remember charities and charitable works.
Yeah.
And do our own charitable works, as Deb said. When you meet someone who has a need, if you can't
Yes.
really help them, maybe you can. You know, there are some people in our community that are networkers, and they, like Nancy Goldman, she knew so many people, and she'd connect them. So
Yeah.
if you said you needed one instance, she was helping with a charity called Clinics Can Help. And you would donate, let's say, a walker after your family member no longer needed it, or a wheelchair, or a hospital bed. And this organization has those for people that need them then and can't afford them. So, but what I'm thinking about Nancy, she would connect people. So let's say you were looking for a job, and you happen to mention that to her, and she'd say, "What field?" And then she might be talking to other people, and then she'd hear about
And
a
then
job
she would hear
opening,
about-
and then she would connect the
yeah,
two
that's
people.
nice.
It was
Very-
beautiful. Or if there was some type of a need that someone had, she was very philanthropic. And what reminds me of Pam Hutchinson, whose birthday is coming up, and our dear friend Judy.
Yes, Judy.
Yeah, the two of them work together. Judy Sexton. They're so charitable with
You're lovely
children.
ladies. You really are,
Yes.
girls. You're lovely.
There's a charity in Jupiter that's child oriented, help children, and they all these different activities throughout the year. They raise money for them. It's just so beautiful to see people. So if they needed something and Nancy Goldman had heard about it, she would find a way to connect people.
Connect.
So that's don't forget to remember is what I'm thinking of.
It's not just a charitable organization.
Yeah,
It's you
it's
being
connecting
out there,
people.
connecting people, word of mouth, knowing that you met so and so and that they're in need. Keep in mind what they just told you, like this Diane that I just met.
Yes.
She's looking to get a job. Well, I was just telling Jim before our show, I'd like to help her because I would like to, and I will. I most certainly will.
Yeah, these opportunities arise all the time, and it was so funny. Ann and I went to a dinner a few weeks ago, and I was introduced to a woman who heard I was an attorney, and then she's talking with a Boca Raton developer who does a lot of real estate work, and she's telling him about me, but she doesn't really know me, but she figured that because Ann and I were together, and then I'm a real estate attorney, that she could make a connection, which was beautiful. Just to think,
Just
that
right,
thought.
Right, sure.
That she wanted me to meet him because we might be able to help each other was just beautiful.
And
you
that
know.
is nice. I like to hear
Yeah.
that. That's a wonderful
And
thing.
the other beautiful part is she doesn't benefit in any way from
Right.
it, other than knowing that she's helped people.
Exactly.
So
That's
you have to
wonderful.
thank people that do that because it's wonderful to
Well, we do
be
thank
so.
you. That is very,
Yeah.
very. I mean, it's what you call giving from the heart.
Yes.
And meaning it and being sincere, just do it. Don't do it for any other reason but just because you want to be there to help. And that goes with anything. Your job, go above and beyond the call of duty. Whether it's your job duty or not, do it anyway. You know why? You're making everybody's life easier. You truly are. Just do what you have to do. And just know that at the end of the day, you can put your head on that pillow and say, I've done everything I possibly could. and then you want to do more tomorrow. You just keep it going. Roll with the flow.
Yes.
Roll with the baby is what they say, right? There's that song, Roll with the Baby. Yeah. You have to roll with it. That's how we all roll, right?
And then we had a whole show on gratitude.
Yes.
So I
yes,
think
we
it's
did.
important to remember. Don't forget to remember
Don't forget to remember.
the gratitude, how grateful we are every morning and when we go to sleep. Think about what we're grateful for, because it sets your day into a beautiful
It
way when you
does.
think early in the morning
Yeah.
about what
I
you're
couldn't agree
grateful
more.
for. It puts you in a really great mindset. And then right before you go to sleep, I think that helps you rest. You're thinking about the things you're grateful for, what happened during the day.
I do that all the time.
And I think it's a
do.
beautiful way to
I
end
do.
the day too. So
And
don't
I-
forget to remember to do that.
Don't forget to remember. Oh, yeah.
And we said the secret to happiness is gratitude, being grateful.
Absolutely. Being
So
grateful.
you'll be happier too in your life by being grateful. And
The other day,
Focusing
I
on
think
the
I was
gratitude.
telling you, if I remember, I said happiness is not a state of mind. It's really your wholeness. That's a state of mind, if that makes sense. Because when you're whole, I know I could speak on my behalf. When I feel whole, I feel complete. And when I feel complete, I feel okay. I'm doing this. No matter how tough it may be, I'm doing it. You have to believe. You have to keep your faith. You have to really hang on to your power of belief and your faith in God. I mean, for me, God is everything. I mean, He's number one in my life, and then my family, of course. And this man right here is very much my family. I adore Jim. He knows that. But everybody adores you. But
the feeling's
I
mutual.
just feel like
Yeah.
I feel so blessed. I mean, just the other day I had tears of happiness, and I praise God like I haven't praised Him. I mean, I praise Him every day, but I mean, He's been doing things in my life for a reason, and I see it clearly every day. And I say to myself, wow, I understand why that was, God. Thank you. So that's what you did. Now I've learned. And it's like I'll see signs, I'll see numbers, and I'll say, wow. And He just continues to bless and bless. And He does, He works in such mysterious ways.
Yes.
And I can't say that enough. I cannot say it enough. So thank you, Lord Almighty, and thank you all
Yes.
for, I don't mean to go on and ramble on, but it's so important. It's so dear to my heart to have the faith. And I couldn't go on without, and I mean this sincerely, without my faith in God.
Well,
I mean, He's my everything.
I don't remember if we discussed this, but I came across a couple that's not going to teach their children any religion. They're going to wait until the children reach maturity and they can figure religion out on themselves. I think that's a big mistake, because I
Oh,
think
I
you
do
need
too.
spirituality in a
Yes.
child's life.
Absolutely.
And just to have that barren, to have a child have that barren existence without spiritual direction.
Yeah, no, I
really
totally
think
agree
that
with you.
yeah,
I do agree
yeah.
with you, Jim. Because it was instilled
Well, it
as
was
a child.
I know, a focus in my life, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
think back how just having that faith helped us through our life situations. That
alone.
Yes.
I remember getting ready to go to Catholic school, and it was always Catholic school for us, and I'm grateful, so grateful for that.
And without that foundation, how
Oh.
could someone, even as an adult, then determine what level of spirituality they
With
want?
everything out
When-
there, the different beliefs. I mean, you have to have something instilled in you.
Yeah, when you
I mean,
haven't
it's
even
just what
experienced.
direction are you going to go?
Yeah, if you haven't had anyone
Right.
guiding you about the spirituality, I just think
I do
that
agree
that's
with
a
you.
very
This-
barren.
yes.
Well, I think of the word barren, as I said, comes to mind. A poor child without any direction.
That's
Um,
imperative.
yeah.
Imperative, especially, the children are our future. End of story. And I heard the song by Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All. The song
Yeah.
is just so touching and so dear. And I am so, every time I think about her, what an entertainer, what a voice that woman had. Beautiful. But yeah, that song just hits home. The children are our future. Teach them well, let them, lead their way.
Right.
Show them all what can be done, and you have to protect children because they are our future.
Yes.
Just like pets, animals. I mean, it goes without saying. So I agree.
And it was interesting that, that you mentioned pets too. I was reading, I think I told you there's a website in an organization called Growing Bolder. Instead of older, they put the
Bolder.
B, because they're saying you can be bold as you age, right?
That's
Which
right.
is important. You
Sure.
just don't want to grow old. So they were mentioning
Growing
how
bolder.
important pets are in our lives
very,
because
very.
of that love that they
The unconditional love.
yes, that they provide us, and the peace and the calm when you have a pet,
It's wonderful.
that you have that attachment, and it's just a beautiful thought process. There
One
were
of
a
my
few others.
agents in my office, Star Downey, just got a beautiful little Cavapoo. It's not a cockapoo puppy.
What is that?
It's a combination of a poodle and the Cavalier dog.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's Cavapoo, I think, yeah. Anyway, so now this is her second puppy, and she brings this little fur bucket in, and I'm just like, I got the tears going, and I'm holding, and it's like whimpering, and it was just so sweet. And
I think we mentioned
they're darling.
in nursing homes and hospitals, they have pet therapy, that pets come and
That's important
it
to me. I
calms
think that's
people
wonderful.
that have anxiety, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It says pets help us to live happier, healthier lives by lowering blood pressure,
Yes, so true.
reducing cholesterol, reducing stress and the risk of depression, and improving long-term survival after a heart attack. Imagine the effect of a pet.
I've had
Just
several,
beautiful.
so I totally 100% agree. Yes.
So
If I could, I'd adopt 100, I believe. And my brother and my sister-in-law, they adopt the older David and Debbie. You guys watch our show, and it's wonderful what they do. They adopt the older cats, and they just adopted a beautiful little baby boy. His name is Ricky, an older dog.
yeah, the challenge is people
yeah,
don't normally want to
because-
adopt older.
Because,
Pets,
this
yeah,
is
you're
like their last life,
Right.
in a sense, and
Right.
why have them in a shelter
Right.
when they can have a loving home?
I wouldn't be
so
able to do
it.
that because I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, so is Greg. Yeah, Greg. And the funny thing was, I mean, as he's gotten older, it's better, but he was so bad once upon a time. His eyes, it was just horrible. The dandelion dog is different for him, but the cats
Yeah.
he's highly allergic, yes. But animals are great.
And then our dear, dear Marie Pinch.
Marie Pinchman.
Out of my mind and into your heart. And
Marie, just so you know, out of my mind and into my heart, you're always in our hearts,
Yes.
just so you know.
she wrote an essay called Don't Forget to Remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way she started this. While contemplating a topic for this post, I recalled an old Irving Berlin song. Remember the night you said I love you, remember? Remember you vowed by all the stars above you, remember? Remember we found a lonely spot, and after I learned to care a lot, you promised you'd forget me not, but you forgot to remember.
But you forgot to remember. Forget me not. That's cute.
So the point of the essay is that we need to remember the things from the past so we don't repeat the same mistakes, which is important. Toward the end, she says, in our personal relationships and as a country, we must not forget to remember the past, nor the lessons the past has taught us, which is so true.
Mm-hmm.
We must try to recapture the magic when we were young and optimistic, quick to forgive and slow to condemn. Therein we find contentment, which is true.
Very true. Very, very true. Beautifully said.
I don't think either of us, we're not the type that condemn people.
Oh, no.
But there are
Not at
people
all. Not at
who
all.
react that way, unfortunately.
No.
And, we wish they could think, slow
No,
down.
Slow down. Take
you
a
know.
deep breath.
Yeah.
No judgment now,
Right.
people. No judgment.
Right.
I don't believe in that at all. No judgment.
So thank you, Marie,
Marie,
for
we
your
love
wisdom.
you.
We
Thank
love
you. We
Yes.
love you more than words can say.
And
with that being said,
What a difference a day
day
makes.
makes. And you know what that means.
the
It
tambourine.
means that here we go. You're going to sing it with us, people.
Yes. Everybody sing.
All righty. What a difference a day makes.
24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. What a difference a day makes. And the difference is you and you and you and you and you and you and you.
Now listen, don't forget to remember to
Yes.
keep your horizons bright. That was cute. I like that.
Yes, I like the way you slid that right in there.
Get in there. So you know how that goes. Have a wonderful, fantastic, fabulous Friday. We truly love you all. Mwah.
Yes,
Happy
thank you
birthday,
for watching.
everybody.
Thank you for sharing this. We appreciate